there's absolutely no other way to start this episode than to just say
sex.
I was going to say something different, but yeah, no, that's it. That's how we should start it.
Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bros and Shows. I'm your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by Nevis Shooter McDammit. No.
Proud of you for working Nevis in.
Yeah, I was trying. Nevis Shooter Magooter. I swear there's something...
Anticlimactic?
Yeah, well, I got less emphatic because I thought it was better. I started to say it and it didn't flow.
You know how to make a guy feel good about talking about Potomac, I guess.
Sex?
What, sex?
There you go.
With me, by the way, in case you weren't sure.
What?
What?
Okay, let's
Kind of what Stacey did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With me.
Yeah, now I understand.
Right, guys?
Haha.
Everybody? Yeah, what a time. Really trying to we're really starting to fill out on how we feel about everybody this season.
Yeah, it's starting to really hammer home.
Pros and cons are really coming into vision here.
They are, and that's what's interesting about this season. It's a good season, and I think that most people will agree with that. It's one of those seasons, though, where it's being carried by one crew, and they're doing a great job, and then there are not just one, but two stragglers.
Sore thumbs.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, there's definitely two stragglers. It's going to be, I think, a season of not even ups and downs, but there's going to be a couple episodes here and there that are like, all right, could have gotten more, but I'm okay with it. But I know that it's going to be a good season, and there's enough going on where I'm okay with that. We haven't had one of those seasons in a while,
That's
honestly.
what I was trying to say, but you said it way better than I did.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. I feel like for a lot of these seasons, a lot of the franchises across the board, it's either every episode's a hit, every episode's a clunker. We don't get those in-between ones where we're living and dying every episode.
Yeah, you're right. I think that that's what we have with Potomac this
It's
season.
just a solid season.
And I think that's important to note because we don't need bangers all the time. Like
No.
we can have a season where it's up and down and we're talking through it. And, you know, at the end of it, we kind of come to our conclusion, like good season or bad season. We don't need it to be all hitting all the time. I think, like you said, we've just gotten so used to, wow, this is a terrible season, or wow, this is an exceptional season. There has not been any in between. Bravo will find success when the majority of the shows are in between, and then you get some really good ones. The problem is with this huge dichotomy of good and bad now, it's like we start a season and you can get the temperature immediately. You're like, well, I don't want to watch this anymore because I know where this is going.
Yeah,
Too predictable.
I think the temperature, it's a good sign when we're looking at individuals on the cast and saying, are you producing or are you not?
And are you
I guess producing isn't the right word for this. Usually works with sports, but for this, it's more.
I don't know. There's a lot of production going on.
Yeah, I know, but producing has a bad connotation when we talk
right.
about it in Housewives, and that's not what I meant.
Okay.
It's more, are you bringing it or not?
Do you fit in or not?
Correct. Yes.
Are you a good
sometimes,
addition?
I mean, to be fair, Stacey doesn't really fit in,
Are
but
you
she's
a
doing
good addition to
Yeah.
the group?
There we go.
That's what we're looking at.
Yep.
And I like seasons like that because you can dissect them more. We can get into like the actual conversations and where we stand with everyone. That's why we got away from power rankings, probably.
That is why we got away from power rankings. One, and it just became a little too meticulous.
Yeah, now we can get back into them, maybe? Not yet.
No, well, that's the other thing too. When I'm talking about weighing the options and seeing if you fit in or not, I'm not just talking about the newbies. I mean, yes, we are going to talk about the newbies and if they fit in or not, of course.
It's everybody.
But everybody's up. It's contract year.
Yeah, it's always a contract year.
Uh-huh.
It's an episode year now.
It sure is.
That's what I'm saying is they're episode to episode now on their contract. So
You got it. Yeah.
just make sure everyone knows.
Mhm. Let them know.
But let's get into this episode. And we pick up right where we left off from last week with the Chris Samuels revelation. Stacey, her first line, and I love that this is her first line, is like, I adore Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Great friendship. You know, we were both going through divorces. We have a lot of things in common. We're just really good friends. He's a great man and father, she says. And Ashley's trying to paint it as though they're boinking.
Yep.
Right? And I love Stacey, which this gets glossed over. A lot of her great work gets glossed over. She's like, well, if you were a guy, wouldn't you tell somebody that you're trying to date me? I was like, that's a good line.
That's a really good line.
Nobody
and
heard
honestly, to be fair, I don't think for the audience that's listening right now, for Ashley and Gizelle, they wouldn't.
No.
that would not be something that somebody would be proud of dating Stacey, because they have this weird vendetta. I can't quite prove it, but I still think that Gizelle really enjoys Stacey, and I think she understands that Stacey can take it and she likes it.
No,
and I'm going to use different examples throughout even this episode and probably throughout the whole season.
Same.
To try to prove. Are you really?
I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about too. When they bring
she
Wendy the
likes-
care package.
Yeah, Wendy the care package. When she's talking about Angel a little bit later in this night, she's talking about, oh yeah, it was good to see her actually kind of bounce back. Now, obviously that didn't work out, but I think what Gizelle does is she knows Stacey can handle it. She's okay with that because Gizelle is producing in her mind. She is trying to get those moments on camera. She knows how these shows work, and she doesn't have to be buddy and partner in crime with a person like Stacey, but she knows she can handle it. So yeah, if she throws something her way, good. But earlier in the season, I'm over the divorce talk. I don't really fucking care. That wasn't to Stacey. That may have been to Ashley.
Might have.
That may have been to the crew. That may have been to the cast. Like, we're done.
Table it.
This is stupid. I don't want to do this anymore. Fine. This was a little different. For Ashley, for whatever reason, she's got an axe to grind for Stacey, which becomes more and more apparent as we go through all of these episodes. It's annoying. I'm done with it. That's why I want her to get checked. Because she feels like she's just doing this from a cloud. Not chin checked. Although somebody very nicely gave us a whole description in our
so
DMs.
nice. I know.
That was so
Thank you.
awesome. I really appreciate that. I forget her name. But that is very important to note moving forward, because Ashley, you're on the hot seat for me.
I agree.
And I feel like you need to do more and get involved in your own shit.
Whoa.
Stop going after Ash or
I
Stacey.
agree. But I need her to do less in what she's doing currently.
Yeah, she's only going after Stacey. It's just annoying.
I thought she was going to get money and be like this carefree, like, woo. That's not happening.
No.
It's not happening at all.
Not.
I do think that she got the money. Dev and I were talking about it earlier. Dev made a great point. She's like, she got this money, and now she thinks because she's rich, she's HBIC.
She thinks she's HBIC. She thinks that she gets, sort of like Wendy, some letters at the end of her name. Now, she's a castmate, but she's a prestigious castmate.
That's what she, yeah.
I don't have to worry about this. I can do whatever I want. I can do, not the carefree do whatever I want, but I can produce whatever I want.
That's what it feels like.
I don't want that. But Stacey handles herself very well in this, and this happened and played out exactly how I would want it to. Stacey answers immediately, confirms that she knows Chris, confirms that they were talking. Why wouldn't you want to date me? And then that can end. We can move on, and we can get back to the task at hand. Why are you stepping up to block Gizelle? We're talking about Giselle's love life here.
I'm glad Wendy didn't let that go later. That was good that Wendy, I know she's going through
It
some
sucks.
shit.
Yeah, I
It's had
know.
a great season.
But you know what it is, too? Her and Stacey are close. So that also kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Maybe she'll beat the allegations. Who knows?
Maybe Eddie will take the fall.
Yeah.
He
Sad
goes to
Eddie.
jail, she stays home.
Sad Eddie.
Oh,
at that
man.
point. Now this one, and there's a list, a long list of things that Angel did this episode that I'm not so sure what she's
Yeah.
doing on this show. But for her to say, he's not like that in regards to Chris Samuels. She says that Bobby was a mentor, that Chris was a mentor to Bobby. Her example that she used, Bobby went on an official visit to Bama,
Yeah.
and Chris played there. So he hung out with him for
A weekend?
maybe 2 days.
Yeah.
Like an official visit, you're not like, you don't keep in contact with the people.
No.
Trust me, I went on a
Like,
lot of them.
Maybe like there is a world in which they're both from the same area, so they have, but she didn't speak to that at all.
They might have been acquaintances.
This is just Wendy. This is just Angel stepping up and acting like, oh fuck, I'm really on the hot seat right now. They're really coming after me. Let me just do the one thing that I know. And they're talking about football. Okay, Bobby played football. There's a connection here. I can just act on it and I can speak on it as if I know what I'm talking about. And then you immediately discredit yourself in the confessional.
Yep.
Again, you don't have to do that.
No.
You can just say, yeah, you know, Bobby and Chris, they have a history together. We've talked a little bit here and there, so I know what's going on.
He met Bobby at Alabama.
Yeah, like who do you think you're talking to? Not us, because we know what we're talking about here.
Oh yeah, it's a tough line. I like that Stacey lays down the law. She's like, listen, and listen good. I'm back with my husband. Like, let him know. Tell him, put this shit to bed. We don't care.
Yeah, we're done with this.
And to try to throw Monique in there to stir up more shit, it's like, who cares?
What we said last week, you don't know me. Oh my God, I can't even talk.
You don't know Monique.
Second episode. You don't know Monique. You weren't on the show with Monique. They were. That doesn't mean that you have to hold yourself to the same standard. Oh, I can't even be talking to her ex-husband because she was on the same show that I'm on 5 years ago,
Doesn't
6
make
years ago. Who
sense.
gives a shit?
Yeah, it made absolutely no sense.
No.
And it was such a move to be like, well, what about Monique? It's like, she never met her.
Yeah.
And I love that she's like, hopefully I will one day. Maybe I will one day.
She handled it so perfectly.
I'm just going to live my best life in my nameless robe. God, you're a star.
So fucking good, man.
So good
She's
at
the
this.
perfect hire.
I know. It has to be Andy's best hire. He said that on when he was on Call Her Daddy.
Yep.
He said that the best new housewife edition that has been made was Stacey.
He loves Stacey, and we love Stacey, and it works out perfectly.
Everybody loves Stacey.
That's why I really think that that's what Giselle's doing. Ashley's just not
too.
getting it.
And I think that, because I was concerned, I think you were too a little bit early on this season with Gizelle, because we were seeing some green-eyed bandit shit starting to peek back out. This episode, Gizelle, is the Gizelle that we need.
Yes, she settled right back into the role that she took so nicely last year.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great. She was back to firing all cylinders.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good to see. But Stacey ends the scene with, "You want me to be someone else so bad," which is a great line.
It is.
And that you're right. I don't need Angel to relate to it.
No.
I can relate to why.
Why?
In what
You're
capacity?
trying so hard right now. Like, just stop.
Like, just don't chime in.
By the way, you handled it. We're talking about last week again. They were being mean to you and talking about filters on your Instagram, and you had a terrible whatever reasoning or response to that. You don't get involved now. You missed.
Yeah, you swung and missed.
Just swung and missed. You need to recoup. This is when you get into trouble in the housewives world, is when you know that you fucked up and you know that you were delivered something on a silver platter that you can turn back on them and say they were being mean girls, which we always circle around that. Instead, you didn't do that. You missed, you missed, and now you're trying to do too much.
You're chasing your bet.
Mhm.
Never chase your bet.
God, she did it so many times this episode, too.
I know.
It's so
I
sad
know.
to
You're-
watch.
You're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down in a bad hand. It's not good. Not good play. They do a little shindig for Wendy's birthday. They got a cake and a bunch of stuff back at the room. So they're going to go back and play a game. I thought it was a bad move for Keiarna to leave. I agree with everybody else. It's a tough look.
She
You're
was
alienating yourself
leaving-
from the group. And why?
The reasoning makes no sense. I did it for my friend Angel who was going through it. Angel stayed.
She's still there.
She's still there, which good move by Angel. Immediately eats my words right afterwards. But you're doing it because, well, I don't know why, actually. I think it's because of the Wendy thing, if I had to guess. But to say that you're leaving because you're tired and you don't want to deal with it because of what Angel just went through is stupid.
Because she's still there.
Yeah.
And the Wendy thing is not a big enough deal for you to separate from the group entirely.
No, it's
You're
not.
a newcomer.
Yeah.
You need to be entrenched in the group. Look at Stacey. She is completely entrenched in the group,
Yeah.
and they're shitting on her most of the time.
Yeah.
But she takes it in stride and stays with the group because that's what you need to do to establish yourself.
And it's such a bad time to do that too. Like, you do need to have a sense of urgency. Like you just said, you are new. I know you're resting on your laurels because you do think that you have it made right now, but your replacement is right the fuck next
She's
to you.
doing really good.
She's doing a great job. Jassi is killing it right now. She's involved in everything. Everybody seems to like her. I don't know exactly what's going to happen on her bachelorette party a little bit later in this trip.
Me either.
Looks a little bit of a meltdown, but we'll have to see how it plays out. You know how they do those tricks all the time for those trailers. But she's doing a great job right now. And you're going to bed? What are you doing?
No, she's going to sit in a blanket.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well,
Like, that's the worst part.
well, that's actually kind of relatable. Like, you know, I've had enough. But I'm not on a housewife show.
That's what I'm saying.
If I want to go back to my villa and sit in a blanket and watch some TV, I'm going to do that.
different story. You're not.
I'm
a
going to
camera.
feel great about my decision.
Yeah, me too. I'd be snuggled up next to you,
Yeah,
pal.
you would.
Damn right. But they're playing Truth or Drink, which reveals this launched Tia into a different stratosphere of how much I love her.
She's the best.
She's phenomenal. She's great. She's great TV. To go and add Stacey and then you add Tia, just, I mean, great work.
Mhm.
Great work
It
to
makes
everybody
me
involved.
want to forgive them immediately for Angel. Because I never do this, but I do think this isn't Bravo's fault. I think it's just Angel's fault.
I do too. Yeah, I think it's self-inflicted wounds. But Tia has a crush on Rachel Maddow.
Fucking hilarious.
Amazing. So good.
She's witty.
She is just so
She looks
funny.
great in a pantsuit. It's like, all right.
Give her
I
my,
get it.
Give her my number. No, don't do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Why is that so crazy that I wouldn't like that woman? It's like, you're talking me into it. I get it.
It was incredible.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely incredible. Now it gets to Jassi. And This was one of the dumbest questions I think
This
I've
is awful.
ever heard in my life. She's about to marry Darius. They are about to be wed forever.
18 days.
And you want to ask? No infractions right now, though? Hey, Michael Darby, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
Why
why?
are we giving her the third degree? We have pictures of your ex-husband in his tighty whities in a hotel room with another woman. And you defended ad nauseum this man. No, he didn't do it. He said that he got drunk and fell asleep in her room. You don't get to ask these questions. We
No.
had to sit through your divorce for 10 years.
And by the way that Jassi handled this was perfect.
It was great.
Absolutely perfect, because this is what we just saw Stacey do. Just be truthful. If somebody's going to give you a shady question, be a little truthful and stand in it and say, you know what? No, there isn't anymore. I think there was before, but not anymore. And we're getting married. Boom, done. Great response.
Shut up, Ashley.
Yep.
Like, the fact that that's the funniest thing with Ashley in particular. The routes that she decides to go are always directly impacting her. Like,
Yeah.
there are things that she has gone through that she then uses against other people and doesn't see the hypocrisy in it.
Because she sees this sense of, I've been through it so I can speak on it because I know the experience, but somehow she doesn't understand how ironic that is.
Correct.
That's what she's doing. And look, we're never going to forget, there used to be a time, and it was probably, 4 seasons ago at this point, that people used to just ignore Ashley. She used to have that Whitney role. I used to just say her and Whitney on Salt Lake are the same person, because they're just a little fly that's going around asking shady questions, thinking that they're doing a lot, and people can just shoo them away.
That's why we had to bring in Deborah and Sesame Street. I mean,
Correct.
Deborah is Sesame Street, but that's why we had to bring in her weird group of friends. She didn't have people to bounce things off of.
Yep. And I don't know how she got to the point that she's at right now, but doesn't mean that we have to treat her any differently.
We just need her to go back to her role of what she was good at. Last season, she had a good year.
Last season, she had a good year. She's getting a little too comfortable.
That's that money.
I just need to get those feathers ruffled.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But question goes to Angel. If you could kill anyone here, who would it be? This was a good move.
Very good move.
This was funny. This was fun. She picks Gizelle because, I was so nice to you. Then you called me a catfish. Because here's the other thing, and it confirms everything you said last week as far as testing goes. Gizelle, she doesn't care at all. She laughs at it. She goes to a confessional. She's like, good. Like, you loosened up. You're having fun. Like, this is what I wanted to see. This is why I've been pressing you. Like, everything she's doing is for a reason. It's calculated.
Yep.
She's trying to see how you respond. That's why she's warming up to Stacey. She's trying to rattle her, and she's unrattleable. Take a note.
Take a note. And again, for Gizelle to go to her confessional and just say that plain as day, this is good. This is a good bounce back. You did a good job. You have to realize in the moment, because even I said it while I was watching it. I'm like, oh, that's a good move. That's a way to ingratiate yourself in the group. Everyone's now laughing. You're a part of the group, and you're taking a little too far. You were standing up and screaming at her at one point, but you were laughing, and it's fine. Everybody sees that you're having a good time. That's all anybody wants to see. This isn't, in spite of what you might think, I don't think this is a catty group of women that are going to judge you on every turn.
No, they like to poke. They shit on everybody.
They shit on everybody equally. They have a couple of shady comments. Some of them cross the line, and then that's when we get drama. But that's how this crew works. That's how it's always worked at this crew. That's what you have to realize. If you can just kind of roll with the punches like Stacey's doing, you'll be fine.
You have to have thick skin in Potomac because they're going to poke. It's a lot of fun because they're witty as shit. They say funny things.
Yep.
If you're going to be part of this crew, you have to be able to handle it. And I don't think Angel can handle it, as the next day is going to prove. But Wendy points something out, and this is why you don't leave, Keiarna. You leave yourself open. That's what you did, because now Wendy gets to say something like, once Keiarna left, Angel arose.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't deny that.
Hard to say anything otherwise.
Especially when the next scene... Well, it's not the next scene, but we know later on.
We know what happened right after that.
Angel goes back to the room, and this is what I said last week. They're going to their villa one-on-one, and they're feeding into each other, and they're saying all these negative things, and they're giving each other this gravitas where it's like, yeah, fuck the rest of the group. It's like, no, you guys need to figure out a way forward with the rest of the group, because sitting in your villa as the sad duo, as Wendy points out, is a bad look.
Yeah. And honestly, it goes back to the first episode when we met Angel. We were both confused. Why is this Keiarna's friend?
Yeah, now it makes sense.
Now it makes a ton of sense. But again, oh man, I'm going to talk myself into blaming Bravo, aren't I?
Probably.
Yeah, it probably was a bad call. I don't know what to do.
No, just sit on it.
Yeah, I'll just sit on it.
Just sit on it for a while.
It's fluid.
Yeah, it's fluid. Everyone goes to bed, and we wake up the next morning with Gizelle, Angel, and Keiarna. Actually, it's just Angel and Keiarna, and Gizelle arrives to their villa.
Knockety knock.
Knockety knock. Walk on in.
Said that like 3 times this episode. I don't know what this is.
Nah, she repeats herself.
Knockety knock.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yep.
Which is one of my favorite lines.
Yep.
But Gizelle walks in. Keiarna lets you know, hey, we're just talking shit about you, as she leaves. And I, at least, was under the impression that we had squashed this, that we were
That's
cool.
what I thought too.
So now Angel's crying. And I do think Gizelle was genuine in her apology, especially if you go back and know who Gizelle is. This doesn't happen very often.
No.
So she sees that she's upset, and she's like, oh my God, look, it's a new day. I definitely didn't want to hurt you. And Angel, and this was confusing. Again, I don't know what their relationship is. I was under the impression they just met. She's like, I looked at you like a big sister, and right away, because of what you said, like, my whole entrance into this group is fucked. 2 parts here. 1, what? Giselle's, like, was it just immediately like, oh, she's kind of like the mentor of the group?
I think that's probably what it is because they didn't know each other before this.
Okay. And then 2, she's not controlling your destiny with this group.
No.
She's challenging you to rise to the occasion, which you did.
Yeah.
And then now, and I'm not saying you can't be upset about what was said because it was shitty.
Time is done.
Right.
We're done with it. Like,
And if-
once you respond and you make a joke about it and I don't even want to say it was self-deprecating because it really wasn't. You were just responding to Gizelle in a funny way in the middle of a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. It's over. Everybody in the group views it as done and over.
Even Tia, she just got here.
And like her excuse later, and I know she talks about it later, but I'll lump it in here, where she says, you know, I just had some time to sleep on it and I felt differently in the morning. I get that, but this is where you have to realize this is Housewives. We have to move on quickly from things.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would say even for most groups of friends, if you're in a group of friends and you respond with a joke at some point, everybody now realizes, cool, we're good. We can move on. You don't get to then wake up the next day, have a conversation with Keiarna and feel bad about it and bring it back up. Rehashing does not work.
Ever.
Rehashing never works. We never do this. You can't go back once you make a joke. It just never works.
No, and Gizelle, you know, relates to her. She's like, because she talks about how she was a red carpet host and how important appearance was and how much that rattled her. And Giselle's like, look, I can resonate with that. And by the way, and this you can dissect a little more. And was she body shaming? Was she not? I don't know. I'm not going to say she was or was not. I think the whole thing was shady and mean. I don't think that the Photoshop thing should have come up in front of everybody.
Like slightly in a gray area of being mean and shady and body shaming.
Yeah, I just like it's not the time and place was the biggest issue for me, and I'll stand on that. But she says you're a beautiful woman, and I was saying like, who is this woman that I'm seeing on Instagram? Because it's not the beautiful woman I'm looking at now. I thought even after that, okay, we're squashed.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little weird that we had to have this conversation, but if that's what Angel needed to move past it, fine. I'm not going to give you a hug. This is Housewives. Again, like, we need you.
Gizelle is offering a hug. Give a hug back.
We just need to be able to move on from it. Like, in real life, sure, fine. Like,
in real life, like, yeah, whatever. Call your husband. And I did like Bobby's reaction to it. He's like, hey, what, are you fucking kidding me? Like, they're all like 60-year-old women that probably do this Facetune stuff all the time. I'll come down there and give them a piece of my mind. Okay, cool. That's fine. But that should be it.
Yeah, have a vent sesh with your husband and then squash it.
Yeah, just be done with it. Like, I don't really understand going back and forth. And again, like, yeah, it's easy for me to say from the third party just watching from over here. But there's so many different things that you could have said at that time. And you could have even done it again. Gizelle gave you another opportunity in the morning. You had the opportunity at night where you look like you squashed it. But she's still sitting there with you and she's not immediately just shooing you away. She's not immediately negating your feelings. She's listening to you. You now have another opportunity to say, I don't know why the fuck they picked that picture. It wasn't me. I didn't post a picture and say I'm on Potomac. Right. I picked my picture myself. Why did they pick that picture? They could have picked this one or that one. And it would have been enough to let the whole thing blow over.
Yeah.
But you're actively now choosing, and Keiarna is too, to hold on to this shit.
I have a theory about that later.
It never works.
No, it doesn't. And to then go to a confessional and call the conversation shallow and unnecessary and then throw a dig in there, it's like, and I have a husband. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Giselle doesn't, and she's
doesn't hit
like one of the best housewives on TV right now.
Like, some of these things can be written off as new person jitters. It's really, really tough to do that when T is doing so well.
I know.
Because you guys have been around for the same amount of time. You know each other the same amount of time. And she is shining so perfectly. And you're not.
And
But
you're
we could be somewhat, like look at this a little differently and be like, all right, we'll give you some time. But you're doing so much and you're commenting so much and trying to be shady, but also getting mad that people are being shady.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
Yeah, and every single conversation you try to bring back to yourself being upset about yesterday. And we're on to today.
Yeah.
We don't care
It's
anymore.
a new day, as Gizelle said.
Yeah, she tried.
Brand new day.
Yeah, we just need you to move on.
Knockety knock. New day.
Knockety knock, new day. But the ladies all get together, and Keiarna and Ashley are talking. And Keiarna's very upset on Angel's behalf. So now we have two people upset about the same thing that we thought was over. And
It's a bummer.
it really is. It's just
The rest of the
frustrating.
episode is so good.
I know.
They bum me out so much.
And Keiarna points to her disconnect with Jassi and Wendy, and she's upset that Wendy brought up what she had said, or what. I was so confused because we don't
I
know what
still
was said.
don't know what's going on with that. Because even at the end of the episode, they talk
don't
about it. Like,
know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They haven't said what they're talking about.
Yeah, is it
They're
going to
just-
be like some great reveal? But
no,
like,
it's not.
my guess is that it's something off camera that we're not privy to yet. The production doesn't even know yet at this point while we're watching this. So they can't force them to say exactly what it is. And they're going to do some big reveal and hope that it's big. And it's not going to be.
Unless
She alludes to the fact that she committed insurance fraud.
that would be a winner.
That would be the only one that would make any sense that would actually hit. And it's like, oh, fuck yeah, we're getting
Yeah.
this. That would be great. There is a 1.5% chance that that's what it is.
If it happens, Keiarna changes her season entirely.
Immediately changes her season. I don't think she can bring Angel with her, but she changes her season.
No, she definitely can't. But that's Angel's fault, not Keiarna's. And now Stacey's pointing out that it's bullshit that Keiarna wasn't there to celebrate Wendy. This is what I was saying. You leave yourself open. Now Stacey's commenting on it. That's a tough look. Angel arrives, and it's these comments. I appreciate Giselle's apology. We're going to leave it at that. Why are you
Yeah.
so combative? Why is everything such a big deal?
I don't know, because I have a really hard time separating not knowing anything about housewives and how they operate and obviously watching millions of hours of housewives. This doesn't work.
No.
And the fact that you got an apology should be a win.
Yeah. Especially from Gizelle.
Me screaming while watching this, shut up. It's done. She apologized. Move on.
Apologize.
You don't get apologies from housewives, ever. They rarely come, and when they do, you savor them.
And you move on.
You move on. And if for whatever reason Gizelle isn't moving on, then you can point to the fact that she apologized and we were moving on.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can do at this point. You don't get to hold on to this.
No, and don't say things like Bobby's about to hop a plane, the charter one.
Yeah. She's...
Boo. Boo.
You know what? I think last week I did think that the starter comment was innocuous. It's definitely not.
No.
It's certainly not.
But her only
Way too
talking
much.
point is Bobby Massey.
Yep.
That's her only comeback to everything.
And she talks about money in this episode. $5,000. I got this. My voice is cracking.
From Bobby.
Yeah.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Eesh. But
Got $1,000 from Greg. He said put a stack on it.
Greg.
Greg, I think, actually gave her like $100.
He gave her a bunch of, he probably gave her a bunch of fives, so it looked like more. You know?
It was wrapped, like 6 5s wrapped in a
Wrapped it
20.
up. Yeah,
Wow.
that's exactly what it was.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Bring me back my change. But Gizelle recaps the night, and Tia's confused. She's like, whoa, I thought that this was all good. I thought we turned it all around.
We did too.
We did too. So did Gizelle. And then Wendy, again, great season. It's unfortunate what's going on, but great season. She points out there's a consistent cloud around those two. I was like, you're 100% correct. They bring an air about them. And
Even
it's,
when they're beefing with each other.
yeah.
It's just tough to get through.
Yeah, and it's like this sad sister duo. And it's like, that's exactly what it is. You get these two bummers in the corner that are trying to make everything about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what they're doing. And this goes to what I said last week about them being in the villa. The more that they're talking to each other one-on-one, without outside influence, without the other ladies chiming in, they're getting emboldened that they're in the right. This is what happens. We've seen it in so many different shows. Tamara does it a lot. You get hooked on a storyline or something that you think is hitting. You think you're winning over the audience. You're getting the sympathy vote or whatever. and you double down, triple down, quadruple down onto the same thing.
I see. I don't think this has anything to do with the show.
No?
I think these two people are just very miserable.
Oh, okay.
I think that they feel like they've been slighted, and once they feel like they're slighted, they've been chin checked by the group, so to speak. They're done.
Okay.
They're just kind of like together in their own misery, and they feel like, you know what, at least we have each other. And they're both talking about different issues, but they're feeding into each other in just vibes alone.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah, it's not
And
great.
it doesn't bode well for the rest of the group, and it doesn't bode well for the show, because if we have to continue to do this, they're going to get annoyed with you two.
And then you're alienated.
And then you two are going to get annoyed with them, and then you're alienated, and then we have to endure scenes of the two of you talking about it when we just want to get back to whatever the fuck Stacey's doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Way to sum it up.
Writing's on the wall.
So let's go to Alexander Hamilton's house, who was born in Nevis. I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen Hamilton.
Yep.
I didn't know he was born in Nevis.
I did think that it's probably kind of funny now, because there are, I'm sure, a lot of people that are surprised that Alexander Hamilton is white.
Yeah.
Like, just
After
because
seeing
of Broadway?
Hamilton?
Yeah. Like, they were
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. Who the fuck's this guy?
But of course, we have to talk about Angel again and this whole bullshit that we're stuck on. And Jassi says to Tia, because it's Tia, Angel, and Jassi talking about it. And she's like, well, you acknowledged it, Tia. And Tia's like, well, yeah, I mean, I thought it, but I wouldn't say it. Which is kind of my
Correct.
point with the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, Gizelle, like, if you want to bring it up, take her off to the side and be like, hey, calling it out in front of the group is kind of gross.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. But we don't have a rebuttal, so let's go to football. Look, I was an OG WAG, not because Bobby was a starter for 10 years, but because I made an effort with the ladies. I don't believe you, because we're not seeing that here.
No. And again, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this is for the show. I think this is just who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And if one person on the, I guess, whatever team he was playing for, one other WAG made a comment, you probably got salty about it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing here. So I don't believe that you were the person that approached all of them. You just told us the night before that you have a hard time approaching other people and getting into groups. So now you're telling us that you led the way and you were really good with that?
Or maybe when you
Contradicting.
were a WAG, it's year 9. Bobby Massey is a name in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So when new WAGs come in and their husband is
Show
a
them the
one-year
ropes, because
starter,
you're in a position of power.
and they probably gravitate towards you because they understand that you've been there
Yeah.
and you're Bobby Massey's wife.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that if I wasn't watching what's going on right now and your inability to incorporate yourself into this
That's
group.
now we're painting a picture where
Yes.
you were very comfortable when Bobby Massey was a 9th-year starter and you could show these new women the ropes. But now that you're coming in from the ground floor, you don't like it.
Right.
You'd rather be in that top position, but
Yes.
you're not there, and you have to work there, and you can't work there because you're doing too much.
You're demanding respect that you haven't earned from this group.
That's the best way to put it.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. And Tia and Jassi point out, they're like, well, last night you were all bubbly. And then you got with Keiarna and you get all like bummed out. She's like, first of all, I wasn't bubbly. I was annoyed.
Didn't look like it.
Looked pretty bubbly to me. Then we recap the scene. You're going, giving everybody hugs. That to me says bubbly. But I love that they do that. And then they show like rewind and we go. And what does she do immediately after? She walks into the room with Keiarna, who's sitting there in a blanket. And they talk, and instead of Angel going, we squashed it, like we were laughing.
Mm-hmm.
It was mean, but I'm over it. Keiarna leads off with like, and Angel's like, and then it goes back to Keiarna, like, and they're like, and then they high five over it. And this is going to be the downfall of you both.
Yep.
Is each other.
Yeah.
Because you're feeding into this nonsense that you guys are in the right and you're not. This is boring and we're over it.
Unless, like you said, what happens with Keiarna and Wendy actually comes to fruition,
Everything changes.
I could immediately see Keiarna getting to the top and having all of that, not bringing Angel.
Oh, yeah.
Like they give me weird vibes as a friendship where they're happy to be miserable together,
Yes.
but one of them being above the other doesn't really play, and they're just gonna butt heads.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. We'll see how it plays out. I'm actually really curious now that we came up with that theory. But we get the Curly Girl crew, or Clubhouse. Damn it. I just wrote CGC. This is when my abbreviations don't.
Early girl crew, yeah.
What is it, the Curly
CGC.
I thought they named the house.
No, that was the Pink Pussy House.
That's the other house.
Oh,
That's Ashley's
I don't think they named the Curly House.
I thought it was the Curly Girl.
But then Ashley also had curly hair, so now I was really
But
confused.
Ashley also acknowledges that after
She's part
saying
of
this is the
both?
fun house, she says, well, that I go over there a lot more, which is actually
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Now I'm confused about the houses.
Our lovely audience will tell us if it was Curly
Yeah, they
Girl
will.
Clubhouse or is it Curly Girl Club? Wow. This isn't important.
Yeah.
This is what we get stuck on.
CGC.
CGC. And Wendy, and I'm glad she did this, brings back up the fact that Ashley blocked for Gizelle last night.
Yep.
It's like she was about to discuss her man. Ashley, you saved her. And Ashley tries to do it again because she goes after Stacey. She's like, well, you point the finger at Gizelle. It's like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Gizelle and you point the finger at Stacey. That's all you've been able to do thus far, Ashley. You haven't had anything else going this season. You just keep going after Stacey, which all of us hate because we love Stacey. And none of your points land either because Stacey's such a star that she just lets it roll off her shoulder. And she's like, I'm on to my next thing. I don't have time for you. But she says, you be lying to Stacey. Now, as of now, all we know that she potentially lied about is TJ.
Yep.
She didn't lie about the divorce, as we've gotten proof of that. She didn't lie about Chris Samuels, as far as we know. And I don't think Ashley has a smoking gun there to be like, ha, I know you guys banged.
All she has is that he asked for her number.
Yeah.
She asked for his number, whatever it may have been. That's it.
And guess what? If they did boink, who cares? They're both single.
Doesn't matter.
It's
and
irrelevant.
I also know for a fact that there's no way that Ashley's so close with Monique that this is a problem.
I don't think so either.
Wouldn't have brought it up like that.
Yeah.
Just trying to be shady, and it didn't work. So move on.
And to say then, because then Stacey goes, well, Giselle's lying too. And then somebody goes, well, she's lying by omission. It's different.
Yeah, we're playing the semantics game.
I hate when we play the semantics
Love
game.
that game here.
It's the worst game to play on these shows. But apparently she lied about Chris Samuels, which again, and I'm glad that we don't get into it because Wendy steps in again and goes, no. Giselle's got to answer for this. And you can tell that she's uncomfortable. And she actually lets us in a little bit. We don't ever get this.
No.
Ever. Not even on Love Hotel. And
Well,
that was the whole
the
thing.
way that Wendy went about it was the right way to do it because she didn't do it in a weird, shady, Giselle's lying, she's doing this and that. She did it in a way of, I just want to see what's going on. Just very curious about you because you're an empty nester now. You got a lot going on. Just answer this one simple question. Has he met the kids? Has he met your daughters? I'm not going to answer that. We know exactly what you're doing there. They know Gizelle very well, and they know that she would much rather not talk about this, but she will if you force her to talk about it, and that's all you need. And as long as you present it in a, I just want to see what's going on in your love life. I want to make sure that you're good. And Gizelle starts talking a little bit more about how her dad just wanted to find the right shoe that fits or whatever it was.
Comfortable.
We can all just have a good time and talk about it. Everybody feels good, and we're good. You just have to move Ashley out of the fucking way.
Yeah, exactly. And Wendy even gives her more flowers. And she's like, I know Gizelle protects her heart, but as my friend, I'm so happy for you. I'm happy that you're happy. All these nice things. Even Giselle's like, wow, I think Wendy and I are actually friends. So big moves happening here.
Yep.
Again, the timing sucks because she might be going to jail, allegedly. But she's having a great year.
She really is, yeah.
It's really funny. But let's get to lunch. I just need you to stop talking. I'm having a good day. Bobby sent me $5,000. You're going to a flea market.
Like, what are we doing?
Why are we talking about $5,000 cash drops? And I love that Gizelle points. She goes, Bobby this, Bobby that. What about you, Angel? Like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care about Bobby. We want to get to know you.
It's like all she talks about, too.
Like, the reason that the Potomac ladies are who they are is because, as Gizelle says, they're bad bitches. They stand on their own 2 feet. We don't need husbands on this show. We never have. The only time husbands have gotten involved are the only times we've really hated this show.
Yeah.
Don't need them.
Yeah, we definitely don't need them. And that's not like getting you any brownie points with the group because your husband gave you $5,000.
They don't care.
Why are you bragging about it? And it's also $5,000. Who gives a shit?
And you're going to a flea
Ashley
market.
just got millions of dollars from her divorce settlement. We've only heard her say it once in a confessional.
Shocking too, isn't it?
Very shocking. I don't know why I just put that together.
I would prefer that.
I would actually prefer, because of how much we endured with that divorce, that she talks about how much money she got and how much better she is nonstop.
And stop trying to plant seeds everywhere else. Just talk about your money.
Yeah, do one or the other. I don't really care what you do, but like enough of both. But for this is meaningless. You're going to a flea market in Nevis. As whoever says, I think it was
Wendy.
It was Wendy again. These t-shirts are $12.35. What are we doing here?
Name dropping, money dropping, charter plane dropping. Tia talks about her and Rob meeting. They met in London, I guess, and the group asks, what was their pushback? Because as we know, Tia is Nigerian royalty, and so Rob is not Nigerian. And she was like, I thought it'd be fine because he's black, but it turns out that even being black, there are still cultural differences there. For example, like how the kids talk to the parents. And we've heard about this from Wendy over the years as well.
This was very insightful.
Yeah, it was. I learned a lot. And you get her daughter, she's like, "Can I borrow your lip gloss?" She's like, "Oh, bro, like, nah." And she's like, "First of all, I'm not bro, I'm mummy." I love her accent. It's so good. Then, with Rob, obviously, American kids speak to their parents differently, as you guys know at home as well. So it's just interesting to, like, here's the thing, and this is the difference, right? Because we're going to constantly do this all season because you have to, because they're both newcomers. We want to learn more about Tia and her life.
Yeah.
I don't care about Angel and her life.
No.
Because I haven't connected with her.
And again, if Angel did well, it would be probably pretty interesting to hear how you traveled from place to place while he was going from team to team. And how did that work? And what was the dynamic with your families? That would be interesting to hear if you were doing well.
Yeah, and you developed an outdoor, like, glamping thing. That sounds awesome.
And it's not that we're, like, obsessed with royalty or obsessed with what Tia was doing before because of what her background is. We're obsessed with her because we know what she's going through, and we also enjoy her on the show. How's it going over here? We've only met Rob once, and I want to know more about Rob.
Same.
Because of Tia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now I don't care about Bobby Massey.
Correct.
And he was a great football
player. Which is a shame.
Yep. But they're headed towards the Bachelorette evening, I think. I got confused because then we go to dinner after the party bus.
Yeah, I was a little confused by this, too.
We're doing more after the party bus?
We're doing more after the party bus, and then the Bachelorette thing's the next day.
Oh, you don't think it's after dinner? They're continuing Bachelorette activities?
I don't think so, because they get changed. I think there's a boat involved at some point.
All right. So, maybe it's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just my question. But Wendy's feeling a little ill. She lets them know right now. Obviously, we see her later. She has to tap out. We go to the Artisan Village. And this is where you get the line, "What are you going to buy at a flea market for $5,000? She says that, and then she gets sick. Angel, again, Bobby-centric, leads to a good moment, though, so I'm not going to hold it against her. She's like, "I just texted Bobby sex. So when I get back, Bobby texted me sex. Someone texted someone sex.
Somebody texted somebody sex.
Again, I don't care who said it to who because I don't care." And Stacey is like, "Well, what if I text?" And I'm going to call him this forever, so just deal with it. Timu. What if I text Timu sex? I was as curious as everybody.
She's so fucking funny, man. She has no shame.
No, and I love that about her. But, like, I wanted to know.
Yeah.
It's like, what
Needed to know what
is your relationship like behind closed doors? So, and this is what I love about Stacey too, she will lean into bits. Like, even stuff that is so outside of her comfort zone, she's like, this will be funny.
Yeah.
So she texts Timo, sex. And he responds with, "You want sex? Sex with me?" ? With the selfie.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I think you have the wrong number."
Funny.
I'm on Stacey's side. I think he was joking around.
I think he was joking around.
I don't think it's that serious. Ashley, of course, is like,
I gotta go tell Gizelle. Let me get out of here. I gotta go find her. Where is she? Where is she? You'll never believe what just happened. Gizelle just laughs it off.
Yeah, she's like, that's
I
funny.
love that Stacey comes running out right away. Stop talking about me.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing. Because that's a funny reaction, and
It's
that's a normal reaction.
too.
What Ashley's doing is not lighthearted. It's trying to bully Stacey, but she is unbullyable. Giselle's not even feeding into it. She just laughs it off and walks away.
Yeah, it's just a funny moment.
No.
And it was.
Trying too hard. Enough, Ashley.
Yeah, dude.
And I get no hope, by the way, that this ends, because when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she was still going after Stacey. So I think it's the whole season.
I just don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's so tone deaf.
Peanut butter and jealous.
All love her. Yeah.
That's all it's got to be.
all it is.
You've been on the show for a long time, and Stacey's gotten more attention than you ever have on this show. So.
And also, Andy loves Stacey and does not really care about you.
Well, facts. Yep. And then the ladies do a nice little steel drum lesson. They're playing the drums. Wendy, good sport, comes up there and at least hits the drum a couple times. And then we get to Wendy in bed. And Gizelle and Stacey bring her like a little care package with some ginger ale.
Giselle and Stacey.
I said that, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and this is one of those moments that I put an asterisk next to because of what you said. The vibe here, you can tell. There is a mutual respect.
Yep.
Okay, Gizelle definitely wants to poke and prod, but you're seeing that she's warming up to Stacey because Stacey is going through her crash course of like, can you take it? Can you take
Yep.
it? She's starting to realize like she can. She will never flat out say ever that she's friends with Stacey,
Nope.
but she's cool with Stacey. She
She's
fucks with Stacey.
definitely cool with Stacey.
Yeah, and this
It's
was
just it goes back to last season when they were roomies. Like, yeah, Stacey probably annoys Gizelle, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I can tolerate you because I know you can go through a lot of stuff, but you're going to make me laugh every once in a while, and people are going to take notice and be like, oh, look at that. Warming your heart. Stacey's involved. And Stacey's going to point it out. It's just, it's going to always be like that, and it's great.
Yeah, it's a great duo. They're dynamic. Those two, now that we've gotten past the Gizelle just like, oh, not that she was
I can already
overdoing
see
it, but
Gizelle and Stacey, first seats, reunion.
it's got to be.
It's going to be.
Unless this Keiarna Wendy thing
Or, yeah,
blows
Wendy
up.
goes to the reunion. I really hope that she sends it a video call like Karen did last
I
year.
hope she does it exactly like completely the same
Same
as
green screen.
same green screen, same outfit.
Maybe
same
Karen will let her
couch.
come over and film right there.
No,
Nah.
not in a million years. I can't. If this is a great season and then we bring Karen back into the fold, that's what I'm really curious
Yeah.
about. Very, very curious because you know she's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go to dinner with Mr. Sunshine.
I love Mr. Sunshine.
I want to go there so bad
Yeah.
because of They just call him Sunshine,
Yeah.
which makes me think of remember
The
the
name
Titans.
tag said Mr. Sunshine.
Remember the Titans?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great.
I remember the Titans.
Yeah, I remember the Titans too.
Yeah, me too. I do want a Killer Bees shot, though.
Same, and
I think it's just like rum punch. I looked it up.
Oh,
It said it could be a mezcal-based drink, which I wouldn't like. I hate mezcal. But rum punch, I'm in.
I want to try it.
You can have punch.
Thanks, Dad.
You can smell my breath after.
That used to be my go-to joke when we went out. I would just grab people's drinks and smell them. But anyway, here we go again. New scene, and who speaks first? Other than Mr. Sunshine. Am I going to be on the menu again?
I really thought that this was like a production trick because they do that for coming up. Show Angel saying that, nobody says a word. Like, nah, it's not that awkward. It's not that silent.
is.
They're going to make a joke or follow up and try to make her feel comfortable. Nope.
No,
Completely silent.
the best thing that happens, and this Gizelle being Gizelle, I know what you're doing, Angel. I'm not going to give that to you. Instead, I'm going to say, the night's young.
Mm-hmm.
You're not done yet.
Yep.
You've just gotten started. And like, that's the funniest part. You think this is hard?
Yeah.
This is
This is
child's
easy
play.
stuff.
Yeah, they haven't even gotten into the real shit yet.
Yeah.
But Gizelle brings up the fact that Wendy was offended at Keiarna leaving. And it gets super confusing. I almost said super confused because I'm so confused. Her reasoning is that she was tired and upset.
Mm-hmm.
Angel stayed, so again, that doesn't make a lot of sense. They all thought that Angel was good, and she's like, well, then she told me that she didn't have fun, and that's Stacey pointing that out. Now Angel goes, well, it was cool, but I'm still upset. And that's where you get the line of,
I slept
on it.
Yeah.
And I think Tia's like, and you woke up mad. She's like,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. It's like, okay. This is the best way to do it, is what Tia said. She's like, look, if I was doing that, I would want a friend to tell me. And Jazzy's like, you do that. You do that. She's like, oh, God, I do? She's like, you do. She's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was like the perfect exchange. Yeah.
It was perfect. That's what we need,
Yep.
right? And I agree, Angel, that the way that it was presented, I've said it 5 times now. Yeah, it was fucked up. I'm with you. I agree. I think she should have pulled you to the side, if anything, and mentioned it.
Yeah.
There was no reason to do it in front of the table, but you have to be able to roll with it. You
Yeah.
can't get stuck on this because it's going to be your downfall for the entire season. And now Keiarna's upset with Jassi for bringing up the Wendy conversation that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And Jassy's like, well, I know you did some shit. Are you jealous of me? Keiarna's like, no, say it. I don't know if I said it, but if I don't want to cop to it if I don't know. And Ashley's like, well, that's a good point, babe. She's like, you really want me to say it? Yeah, say it. Scene,
Yeah.
I think.
Pretty much. I mean, there was like a lot more back and forth between the two of them.
Oh,
Again,
Jacqueline's involved, who told Keiarna that
Jacqueline-
Jassi thinks she's
Yeah.
a snake.
Yeah.
And that immediately to me, I'm like, we need to scrap this storyline. Jacqueline's involved.
Yeah, which means Mia is probably involved. So stay away from that at all costs. And then they go back and forth again about like how many kids did he have when he was with this woman before he got married to you?
Oh, well, that's fun. It is
and
kind of
at
funny.
least I've got a ring.
It's kind of funny that her big sticking point was, You said that he had 2 babies on me. Was it 1? Like,
Still a baby. Something happened.
It's not
It's honestly, until we find out exactly what the fuck's going on, it's just going to be confusing.
all we know for a fact is that Wendy, between a 1 and 5 scale of how upset she'd be at 8.4.
Oh, yeah.
A lot higher than 5 in a
Mm-hmm.
1 through 5 scale.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 3.4 higher.
It
So,
sure is.
people say I can't do math good.
Yeah, you're good at magnitudes.
Thanks, bro. Let's get to some questions.
From Ryan MacD 15. Which chateau / villa would you want to party with?
The Curly Girl Clubhouse crew. We're not sure who they are,
Yeah, I'm not really sure who they are.
but that one above and beyond, yeah.
Because I do think that Ashley's probably fun. So, like,
Oh yeah.
I'd probably go to the Pink Pussy Palace. I think that one got cut off, so I can't read that one.
Was it a good start?
It looks like it was. Kay Lookerwoods started off with something about Angel's husband, but then it just kind of stopped.
Read it.
And there's not. All right, fine. I'm so sick of Angel bringing her husband into everything. You know they don't care. I guess. I don't,
Yeah, that would be my end.
but I feel like there's more there. All right, here we go. From Hi, my name is Sandy. Are Stacey and Timu faking it, or are they so weird it works? I think they're weird it works.
Yeah, I think they're weird, and also I don't care really if
Yeah.
they are.
It doesn't
faking
matter. It's fun.
Did they say Timu or Timo?
Timu.
Yay! Sticking.
From L Hodges 6, are they going to move on from picking on Stacey? Only Ashley is picking on Stacey now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I hope that at some point Stacey gets her lick back, and then we can kind of just have a little bit more balance because Ashley's annoying me.
Yeah, and I think Gizelle, this was not bullying this episode. We saw they turned a corner because we were calling that out. We didn't like the gang up. We didn't like the bullying because there was bullying going on.
Yeah.
We didn't see that this episode. I think Stacey's just too good, and she wore Gizelle down. And I also do think that Gizelle was testing her. I think that you nailed it last time.
I'm pretty sure that Gizelle was definitely testing her. This is an interesting question from Lorraine Promo. 10-year starter on the Broncos or a bench warmer with a ring? 10-year starter.
Bobby
Sure.
Massey?
Bobby Massey or Darius.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, what?
Let me just put this out here.
Did
He
Bobby
was-
Massey win a ring? Was he in
I don't-
Denver
I don't
with
think he
Peyton
was.
Manning?
I don't think he was there in 2016 or 2015, whatever year that was. Darius was on the practice squad.
Yeah, he
So
was
it's a little different than a bench warmer.
Yeah, he did dress for
He's
the
also
Super
on the
Bowl.
technically on the Cowboys, but
Yeah,
yeah.
he dressed out for the Super Bowl, but I think most people do on that one.
he was doing the padded pants with no.
He didn't have the shoulder
he didn't
pads.
have shoulder pads.
Was
on.
that because it was after the game? He just put his jersey back on. I thought he was actually
Maybe.
out there for the Super Bowl.
Maybe, I don't know.
And look, we're not going to sit
But
here
yeah,
and
still
disparage an
10-year
NFL.
starter got me. What did we say? Bobby Massey
Was it
made like
93?
55
50?
million, I think.
I thought there was a 3 in there. 53.
53 million, whatever. I'd rather have $53 million than the notoriety of starting for 10 years.
Put it this way: you can walk into a group of people that know football and drop Bobby Massey's name,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he was great." If
Also,
you do that with Darius, they're going to go, "Who?"
I'm not going to say this is going to happen, but there are a lot of Super Bowl rings in circulation on various markets from benchwarmers because they sell them so that they can make money. So, yeah, 10-year
I'm
starter.
Totally going to go see if there's an Eagles Super Bowl ring that we
There
can
absolutely
buy.
is. Yeah.
Should we
From
pull our
2017,
money
not from last
together?
year. Yeah, why not?
Put it right there.
Probably like 20 grand. It's probably not like crazy. Yeah, we'll put it right up there. Okay. Josie T-Bear. I always say that. I always pronounce the H. Do you think Gizelle and Ashley should be on the next season of Potomac? Yes.
Yeah. Without
I'm
a
not even
doubt.
saying that Ashley should go away. I just want her to change
Ashley
a little
needs to be on this show.
Yeah.
She just needs to do what she did last year. It was so much better than this. I don't need power hungry rich Ashley. I need
bit. Yeah.
rich, carefree. I have so much money. Let's go do some stupid shit, Ashley.
Ooh, from Spammy, not a question. Intro help. Champagne Fluter Magooter.
Wow, good for you. You're supposed to send me those, and I use them and give you credit.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
That's a really good one.
Well done. Very nicely done.
From Amanda Lynn Gamer. This season is giving me life compared to OC. That's a really good way to put it. It's giving us life. I'm happy we ended on this.
Both of us watched OC first,
Uh-huh.
and we said in our last episode, OC felt It was a 54-minute episode that felt like 5.5 hours. Potomac was 42 minutes, felt like 5 minutes.
Yep. All right, we'll do one more in here. Just looking for a good one. All right, from Liana Palazzo. Why do you think that Jassi isn't a full-time housewife? Combination of things.
I mean, a few things. They clearly had one spot.
They wanted
gave it
new
to
blood.
Keiarna.
Well, yeah, they had 3 spots, technically.
Oh, the other two, I'm talking about
Mia leaving.
promotion.
Yeah. Well, Karen, Mia, and then they added an extra one. But yeah, partially because they wanted to bring new blood in. And I think if it was between Keiarna and Jassi, Keiarna was always going to get that.
And I think that's also, if you look back last year, and that might have been a product of what was going on in her real life, as far as, I don't know, Super Bowl or trying to figure out shit with Darius or a combination of the two. Jassi wasn't involved enough last year to give her the nod.
An NFL player versus Greg.
Right. More interesting to go with.
Greg's kind of interesting. Not in a good way.
Well, I think it just comes down to Keiarna had a bigger role last year.
Yeah.
We actually got invested in her storyline with Greg.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense. All right, let's give her the bump. Looking now, it seems pretty clear who they should have chosen.
But they kept Jassi around as a friend of, so
Which
if
was
she
a nice
does really
surprise,
well,
too.
swap.
Yeah, and we weren't expecting that. I think the big thing that we all need to remember, and I think a big reason we're not going a little lighter, is the fact that Angel is involved, so she's dragging Keiarna down as well, and Keiarna may be dragging her down. I think they're dragging each other down.
Yep.
But if Angel wasn't in the mix and Keiarna was just doing what she's doing, I would just be like, it could be sophomore slump. She might be fine. I think because you have the duo doing it and they're feeding into each other so much, I don't know if we're going to see Keiarna able to bounce back.
Yeah.
She has a much bigger hill to climb now than she did if she was just solo doing the same shit.
Correct.
So,
I don't know.
that's why.
Yeah.
Keiarna got the nod.
Keep them all on the contract, though, so they can change things. And I don't think that if they go into next season and all of a sudden Jassi's full-time, Keiarna's a friend of, or not on the show, no one would bat an eye.
No, and I think that it makes really funny content if you demote Keiarna and promote Jassi.
That would actually be hilarious.
So
We would really love that.
there's a free storyline right there.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's a really solid season. We're just seeing some hiccups that you get in this is a regular good season of Housewives, which we're cool with.
Yep.
So I'm curious. I got a lot of question marks that we need to fill in, and we will continue to do so.
We will.
But that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
Well, that's our show, bros. Got to go.